Welcome everyone, Michael Jacob at twitch.tv/darkest_mage with another rank draft. And first pick, first pack, we have Cut-In, Stockpiling Celebrant, Apprentice's Folly, Frantic Firebolt, also Grand Ball Guest. I think there may be Looney Tunes you'd say take Monstrous Rage or Grand Ball Guest, perhaps even Fairy Fencing. I am not one of those people. I think those cards are fine and well and good, but we don't have to dedicate ourselves to, like, 15 1, 2, and 3 drops dot deck. We can play a deck with powerful cards and rares instead, which I think is a winning strategy when it comes to ranked drafting. I think if you're trying to 3-0 a pod draft, that may be different. But I'd rather just take only powerful cards. Here we have, I like Griffin Eyrie a lot. I like Calisel Sword a lot as well. I actually do not like High Fate Negotiator. I've been really unimpressed by it. There's Cooped Up, there's Ventress Transmuter, there's Hopeless Nightmare. Then more red 4-drops. I've complained about this before, where red just has a lot of common 4-drops, and you really shouldn't be taking too many of them. The highest, like, ceiling card is likely Callous Sellsword. But there is a case we made to take High Fate Negotiator just because people think it's good, even though I don't think it's actually good. I really just haven't been impressed by it. It's pretty not hard hitting for a 5-drop. I'm gonna take the Calisel Sword because I like the ability to take enemy creatures and sacrifice them. Here we have Stone Splitter Bolt or a Grobby Giant or Sweet Tooth Witch. Those are all reasonable picks. I pretend not to see this card in any pack. I don't mind continuing to cut off Rad. There are a lot of blue cards, but there's always a lot of blue cards, so it's not really saying anything. I don't think we need to take 4-drops this highly, so we can just take this Stone Splitter Bolt and move on. Fairy Dream Thief, it's a great holder for the young hero role, but I've really been unimpressed by it. Oh, it's actually difficult to have a 1/1 do anything in a game relevantly. And Unwilling Ingredient was a common that was completely unplayable back in the day. Now, obviously, Fairy Dream Thief has flying, slightly better ability, but I think it's incredibly mediocre. I think I'm going to stick with Grabby Giant here. Grabby Giant kind of just does it all. It's really hard to have a bad hand when that card's involved. So here we have Voracious Vermin, Feed the Cauldron, and Godwic's First Duel, and Frantic Firebolt. Now, we have a decision to make here, whether it be black-red or blue-red here. I think these 4 are all defensible picks. All very defensible picks. Voracious Vermin is unique in its effect. It also allows, if you're going into red-black, it allows you to... It's the cornerstone common for, like, a red-black rats archetype. And I have not actually drafted it, so probably because I don't take the components very highly. So I'm going to just take it and see what happens. There's a Shadow of the Oath here. You could say that Candy Trail might just be a superior option, but it looks like red-black might be open, so this could work out for us. I love Back for Seconds. I think this card is excellent, especially since we got a Voracious Vermin as well. So let's go ahead and take that one. Bespoke Battle Guard is not horrendous with Voracious Vermin, that's for sure. Sugar Rush is, like, okay in the red-black rats archetype as well. So I probably can just take the Sugar Rush. I don't know if it's better than Bespoke Battle Guard. I think they're probably pretty close. I've actually, like, I'm not really a believer in the Bespoke Battle Guard, although I do think it's a reasonable card in the rat archetype. I'm actually going to take it here, because I think it actually might be a reasonable card in this archetype. So here we have Grand Ball Guest or Apprentice's Folly. We have 2 bargain cards. And this is actually, I think, a pretty reasonable splash card in a red-black deck like this. So I'm actually going to take it. I think Grand Ball Guest is good, but this is a rare, and I would like to have more experience with the card. I think it's reasonable to take the 2-drop instead. Totally reasonable. But I would like to try the rare to see if it's worth splashing for, because I actually don't know if it is. Fell Horseman is not a card I really want to ever have in my decks. So it is. Oh, Godwick's First Duel is actually quite good. I don't like it to have it in my decks at all. So 6-mana Gravedigger is not excellent. Charming Scoundrel, while being a rare, is not actually very good. It has a lot of text, and it gives you a choice, which feels good to have a choice. But it is... none of the choices are particularly good. So I think Ratcatcher Trini is probably better. So I'm going to take it. I'm regretting not taking the Grand Ball Guest, as it definitely would be great with our 3-drop rats. But I'm hoping it'll still work out for us. Here we have Lord Skitter's Blessing, or Voracious Vermin, or Belligerent of the Ball. I think they're all reasonable cards. Hopeless Nightmare is also reasonable. So is Ratcatcher Trainee. I have not seen Lord Skitter's Blessing have much success when my opponents play it. That being said, it is a rare. And I do have some support for it already when I've got Cut In and Shatter the Oath as backup auras. I'm going to take it because it is rare and I would like to know more about it. I think it is also reasonable to take any of these other 3 cards. I think they're all quite good. Here we have either Grand Ball Guest, Lord Skitter's Butcher, or Bespoke Battle Garb. Lord Skitter's Butcher has a lot of synergy with Apprentice's Folly. So there's a good case to be made to take that one. Grand Ball Guest is a 2-drop and a very good one for this deck. I'm going to take the Lord Skitter's Butcher because I have been really unimpressed with this card, and I would like to see if it's in the rat archetype or whether it's actually good or not. Here we've got either Rat Out or Ratcatcher Trainee or Belligerent of the Ball. I think they're all good options. I don't think I want another Shatter the Oath at this point. I think they're all good options. All good options. I think Rat Out is relatively replaceable. Belligerent of the Ball is an uncommon. Ratcatcher Trainee is a Celebration Enabler. I'm going to take another Ratcatcher Trainee because I think this card is key to the archetype, and I have a feeling, an inkling, a deep-seated knowledge of my future that Twisted Sewer Rich is coming. I just know it. I can feel it. So here we have Gnawing Crescendo or Embereth Veteran. I actually don't like Embereth Veteran basically at all. But there is, like, Gnawing Crescendo is, like, okay. But Embereth Veteran is, like, decent with Lord Skitter's Blessing as well, so I'll take it and play it, and maybe it will not suck like it always has for me in the past. Edgewall Pack, I guess. This is probably the last 4-drop I want to be having in my deck. I don't know if I want to be playing 2 Battle Garbs. That's a lot of Battle Garbs to be having. I don't know if I want 2 back for seconds. That's a lot of those. I don't think Wicked Visitor is very good either, but it is a 2-drop. I guess I take another Wicked Visitor, though it's unlikely I'll be playing it. It's another Ratcatcher. An Assassin. I don't even know if the Assassin's any good at all, but we will try it. Vampiric Rites. Yes, that is a card that is being passed, as I will not have it in my deck. Assassin has to be better when you got 3 Ratcatcher trainees, though, right? And a Vermin, and it's got to be reasonable. And 2 Edgewall packs. It's got to be reasonable. I don't think it's good. It's got to be reasonable. It's 4 mana. Yeah. Very true. Ah, Gruff Triplets. It is here. Impact Tremors is an interesting idea with 3 Ratcatcher trainees. That's a lot of damage. I actually don't hate it. And if it was going to be played, it would be in this deck. Right? This is like, that has to be like the perfect deck for Impact Tremors. And there's nothing else in the pack I want to take, right? Like, the card is clearly not good. I'm not even sure it's better than a 2-mana 2/2. It probably is not as good as a 2-mana 2/2. But I'm willing to try it. So here we have a second Callous Sellsword or a Baronauti. I do enjoy having aggressive 2-drop flyers with Firebreathe. Is it better than a Callous Sellsword? There is also Raid and Bombardment. I think Raid and Bombardment is worse than Impact Tremors. I'm going to take the Baronauti. I've actually never been unhappy having Baronauti in my deck. Scalding Viper is pretty awesome. I'm unfortunately not red-blue to take full advantage of it, but it is a pretty awesome card. Here we have Ariet's Tempting Apple or Stab Wound. I think we want to take the Tempting Apple. We've got a Callous Sellsword. Another one might come back. I don't like Stab Wound very much, so... Ah! We have Baronauti number 2 or a Grand Ball Guest. That's gotta be Grand Ball Guest, right? It's gotta be Grand Ball Guest over the second Baronauti. I got a feeling, with 3 Ratcatcher trainees, it's gotta be worth it. This seems like a 2-mana 3/3. I'm regretting not taking the other one. I took the rare instead, but that's not, our deck ended up not wanting it, so... Harried Spear Guard. We need a 1-drop. This seems like a reasonable one. We'll take a Gnawing Crescendo, play it. Okay, it's looking like Impact Tremors. It's gotta be worse than Bespoke Battle Garb, right? I feel like it is. Do I even want this guy in my deck? Probably. Lucas Giggs, if you look at my YouTube, you will find the answer. Wow, nobody's red-green? I don't like Dragon's Mantle at all, so... I'm regretting not taking the Grand Ball Guest. Deeply regretting it. It's alright. Let's go. I think we could probably go 17 lands. Cut one of these late drops. I think it's totally reasonable. We have a lot of Ratcatcher trainees. I wouldn't mind getting up to 5 mana, I think. Hunter's probably the worst, yes. We'll see in our games whether the Hunter is worse than a land. I suspect it is. I'm not sure whether I was supposed to play Bespoke Battle Garb there instead of the Viper. I think getting Viper out there early so it starts pinging for damage isn't bad. This is gonna hurt if they have another creature here. They could have the Dwarf. Looks like they do. Boy, if we could draw a land next turn, it'd be pretty sick, huh? Probably gonna draw that 5-drop here and be really sad. No, Raging Battle Mouse says no impact on it. Okay. I think it would be reasonable to actually attack with all three, but because we have a back for seconds, I think trying to grind people out is actually okay here. It's a weird block. Why would you block a rat instead of Scalding Viper? Like, Scalding Viper is going to make you take a damage no matter what, right? The vampiric rites that chat loves. You think this is the best Viper we've ever seen? Have you ever seen somebody cast Curiosity on this? Because boy, does that deal damage. Guess I block here. I know it is trample. Just want the rat token for back for seconds. Because I'm going to get 2 creatures back anyway. Maybe the plan is to like Stone Splitter Bolt with Bargain on this 2-headed hunter. This is... You have no cards in hand. I'm just gonna go for this. Regret. New fear unlocked of Curiosity and Scalding Viper. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm actually not sure I can lose if I double block this. I'm just gonna double block. I don't think I can lose if I do this. It's like, you know, slightly worse for me, but it just doesn't seem like a losable board state. This is how Vampiric Rites normally does, in my opinion. It is a thoroughly not very good card that I never want to have in my deck. I don't know if this is better than a land, honestly, but I mean, it's fine, but yeah, think about, just like think in your mind what is going on. You play Vampiric Rites and you activate it twice. What have you done? You paid 5 mana to draw 2 cards. And you have to sack 2 creatures, which didn't cost 0 mana to get it in play. I don't know, maybe they have Spectre Immortality. Even if they do, I'm still gonna play this. The 3 black 3/3 that like gives creatures all creatures -X/-X. Like, I think Vampiric Rites is likely worse than Rowan's Grim Search, which is also not a particularly great card. It's a fine card, but I think it is like several steps below that. Being several steps below a fine card is in the realm of not very good cards. Gone are the days of the damage on the stack rules where things like that would be good. If I draw a land, I don't even think it's good. It is aggressive. Oh, okay. That is not aggressive. Might be better to put this on one of these tokens and attack. They double block my Edgewall Pact then, but then like my tokens live. This is 7 plus. They have non-crescendo. It's lethal, so should probably block. Why does armor increase my power? Gives you the confidence to be the best you can be. How am I doing today? I haven't lost a game yet. But I'm playing against Hee-Haws. Hee-Haws! At the start of the month. It is a lot easier to climb at the start of the month than later in the month. Yeah, world's best sealed player terrorizes Silver Q. Yeah, you could say that. I'm gonna play this on turn 4, I think. Better than a land, I guess. Probably. I always feel underpowered when I'm playing these decks, but maybe it'll work out for us. Oh, okay. Well, I'm feeling better about our chances now. I was feeling pretty bad about our chances, but they just got a whole lot better. This is so bad unless you have played on turn 3 on the play, or if you have a 1-drop on turn 2. Like, am I supposed to play it here on the Stingblade Assassin? There's like no way I'm supposed to put it on a rat, am I? Maybe I was supposed to put it on this rat, actually. Yeah, I guess I actually missed a damage. I guess I missed a damage. I was probably supposed to just put it on this rat. And it did one that I was attacking. I never played with this card, so... I was probably supposed to do that. I'm not sure that was better than just playing Ratcatcher Trainee, honestly. Not sure at all. I'm not even, to be honest, I'm not even sure that's right either. I think doing rat into rat and then using this on the flyer to kill them, I think it's also perfectly reasonable. So... Are we dead? I didn't even see how low on life we were. Oh, it's because Lord Skitter's Blessing makes us take 1. Are we dead? We're dead to anything. I didn't even notice that. Awkward. I think we might just be dead. Oh, no, they're dead. Had it the whole time. Yeah, Hamlet Glutton, a great card, by the way. Keep having Hamlet Glutton in your deck. Keep playing it. I agree that Hamlet Glutton will always win the game when it comes into play. But I'm not sure which player you're referring to. I am typically on the side of pumping the fist when our opponent plays Hamlet Glutton. Because I either kill it for 2 mana, ignore it, or just kill them with it. So I agree there are probably decks out there that Hamlet Glutton are good against. They just aren't the ones I draft. So. Oh, we get the Harried Spear Guard into... I actually don't even think it's right to play this. Isn't it better to play this? I feel like it's better to be playing this. Is that crazy? I don't think it's crazy. This is the problem. This card is worse than a freaking 2-mana 2/2. We got problems. Yeah, I'll be back. I'm not sure that's right. Maybe a case me I did put it on the ground ball gas instead. Ah. All right. Opponent has played 3 rares. 9 crescendo at the top. Please. Song of Totentas? We want 9 crescendo, not Song of Totentas. Ah. Interesting. So they block our 4 biggest creatures, they block these 4, and they take 6 times 3 is 18. Okay. Then I'll do this for good measure. Make them know that I had it all. Oh, am I dead? No, I have lethal, yeah, okay. Correct catcher training's going on. You need either they have 5 blockers? What do you mean? I have to let them know I had it all. I had to let them know I had it all. Nice rares, enemy. Meet commons plus draw 2. Or is it a draw 3? Was the Skitter's Blessing a draw 3? Maybe it was a draw 3. But it was a draw 3 to let our opponent gain 4 life, so I don't know. The rat stack definitely has the ability to do that. To do what I just showed in that previous game. It's what happens to me whenever I play against it. Ron's Grim Search is probably quite good in the rat stack because it lets you go 6 cards deep looking for it. I'm okay with that. I didn't have a play anyways. Or did I? Or maybe I did. Yeah, it was only a 2-mana draw 3 because our opponent didn't do anything though. Fair. This card doesn't do anything ever. I hate it. I think it's so much worse than Harried Spearguard. Do I want to sack my Viper to deal 3 damage? I don't think so, because I've got Skitter's Butcher, right? I don't think so. This bespoke battle gear, this is the first time I played it in this format. It actually looks pretty good, right? Battle garb. Got a glutton for us? That's not a glutton. Okay. Hasn't this Viper been completely insane? How much damage has this Viper done? 1, 2, what, 3, 4? Was it 5? 4 or 5 damage? Not to mention attacking? It's like just so much. We have lethal. Tap our Ratcatcher, we kill the Troyan. Well, we can move the bespoke battle gear garb. They tap our Ratcatcher, that's 5, 6, 7. That's lethal, right? It was an aggressive attack with that Gatekeeper. The blue-red deck go? We went 7-0 with that one. Now we're 5-0 with this one. But again, we're not... I don't think it's really saying much because I feel like... I mean, obviously we've had a couple good draws. But I think in general our opponents have just killed themselves with their choices. We were mono-red that game when we won it. That was unexpected. So far, I guess the 5-mana 5/4 has been better than a 17th land, but I think it's only because it's best of 1 where that's true. I think in best of 3, you'd probably still have to play 17 lands in this deck, although I probably wouldn't like it. Grand Ball Guess has certainly overperformed. It is definitely a 2-mana 3/3 trample. Back for seconds is pretty insane in this deck too. I've even had like the good draw with it and it's still pretty insane. Okay, okay. As I say that. Alright, no, actually back for seconds is completely unplayable. Unlucky. I can't imagine what it's like to have one of these in your deck. I don't think I've ever had the pleasure to have a noble rat. I mean, they wouldn't attack unless they had like the dwarf or something, right? I don't know how we can ever win this game, but it's probably not going to involve blocking that creature. It's going to involve drawing Nolly and Crescendo. I think that's our only way out. Okay. Don't even have the mana to cast that one. Not even blocking a 1/1? Are we dead? That's not encouraging. Okay. I think if our opponent doesn't have Lord Skitter or Sewer King, we win this game. If it's like a normal 3-drop. But here we are. Oh, we can still draw Nine Crescendo as our next card, right? So. Yeah, we're just dead. If enemy doesn't have Sewer King, like, we get to put our 2 creatures back into play for 3 mana that turn and play another 2-1. Easily win, right? But here we are. We played a 3 mana 3/3 that exiled our graveyard and made 3 1/1s. We seem to be lacking on some swamps. On the draw against Utopia Sprawl, not a place I enjoy being. Ah, yes. It's been a while since I've lost to that one. Ah, more rares, you say? Well then. Enemy has 3 basically rares on the play as the first 3 plays they've made. And I am mana screwed. So I think we are doomed. I'm not 100% on it, but I'm pretty sure we're doomed. Oh! We can only win if our opponent has nothing. So let us pretend they have nothing. I enjoy pretending they have nothing. How about you, chat? You enjoy pretending your opponent has no cards? They've already played 3 rares in a row. I already can beat nothing they have. So, if they have anything at all, I'm doomed. Okay, well, they chump blocked, and that was a weird play. Wow. Okay, well. Hi there, Solar Beam. Thanks for the prime. Extra 100 months in a row. I mean, that is Utopia Sprawl for you. We lost to Utopia Sprawl. Utopia Sprawl on the play, so. Utopia Sprawl is a very busted Magic card. Yeah, it's pretty debilitating to play against it. It's a pretty good card. That makes me pretty sad. Yeah, I don't have plans for that card. I guess we just trade it. Wish this was the dwarf. Dwarf would be so much better. Wait, they're just not even blocking? I mean, I guess I'll get while the getting's good. It's probably not getting better than this. I mean, maybe if I draw Battle Garb next turn, but then I'd still have to pay 2 mana, so. I mean, it was pretty obvious that was the play you're gonna make. They don't block, that was their commitment. Wonder if they're gonna attack us for 4 here. Oh no, chat. I need 1 more mana. Do I just use this as a raise dead? I think I do. I think I do. I could have sacked the rat to put the 2-1 into play. I'm not sure it's worth it. Would have done 1 there. Would have done 2. I guess it would have been worth it. It would have been worth it to sack the rat to put the 2-1 into play. Yeah, I'm not sure this guy's actually better than the dwarf. The +2/+1 dwarf. I'm not sure it is. They have similar outcomes to a lot of fights. Except one is like a 3-drop and the other one is relatively harder to cast. 5 mana is a lot. Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with the 4-2 every time I cast it as well. They're trying to kind of play another. Why was this a hard decision? That's 3 damage I missed for having a rat into play. Probably not the greatest play to not do it. I definitely would have won already if I'd bargained it into play. If I just bargained the sacking the rat to put this into play, they'd be at 8 life, and I just kill them. Yeah, I think in black red aggro, the dwarf is much better. 5 mana is a lot to pay, especially since you normally 16 lands in these decks. Mm-hmm. That apple is pretty hard hitting. This is actually the first time I've ever had the apple. It's a pretty insane card. That was a lot of damage. Despite how much we punted that game, we could have done so much more. Like, you don't even need the Callous Sword, just like... Just braining them for... Again, removing a blocker and dealing an extra 3 to 4 damage is pretty strong. Crystal Grotto seems like it'd be pretty good in these types of deck too. This is our worst card, right? Doesn't make sense to get rid of it, but I think this looks like our worst card. The problem is we're mana screwed, right? Like, what if we just discard Swamp? Is that craziness? I think the answer is actually discard Swamp and draw another land. Like, because I have to draw a mountain to win the game anyway, so I might as well plan on drawing one. Because I'm 100% dead without one, so. I actually don't, not 100% this is right, but it clearly was correct. Clearly was, as we weren't drawing a land. So, neither a red or a black. Scalding Viper would have done so much damage this game. Scalding Viper is just so good. Sucks that we don't have any red mana. What's even worse is that we put back for seconds on the bottom, which is our best draw now. That's unfortunate. I'd rather hope that didn't happen. We are in a bind. Being behind as the rat deck is so bad. Man. That's super bad for us. I think being mana screwed on top of our opponent, I think having a relatively good draw is the 1-2. Like, if this had been in play this whole game, we would have easily won. We're just dead, right? Yeah. If we had a second red, are they dead? Wait, what? Are they late? Okay. We don't have a second red to kill them. Why they didn't block is lunacy. Unlucky, I guess. First time drafting this red-black archetype. This card has been really bad. I think this card's actually quite good, because this card will actually help you win games when your opponent can't race you when you've got Barrow Naughty lifelink. Obviously you need some other fairies, but that means the 1/1 flyer is also good in this archetype too, because you want very specific cards. Line Crescendo seems mandatory. We didn't draw cut in like a single game, did we? Viper was insane. The Bolt was whatever. Shadow of the Oath was bad. Intuitive Hunter was bad. But everything else was good. Lord Skitter's Blessing was questionable. And this was pretty bad too. I think Emberth Veteran's like way worse than Harried Spear Guard. I think Emberth Veteran's probably worse than Rat Out. He is worse than both those cards. Certainly worse than the Fairy Dream Thief. I think this card's quite bad. So these are the 5 worst cards in our deck. And the 5 best cards in our deck were Non Crescendo, the Apple, the Ratcatcher, the Scalding Viper, Grand Ball Guest, and Battle Garb was like pretty good. I liked it. I think they're replaceable with the pretty good. Like, I think you want at least 3 of these types of effects of like pumping your creatures, like between Non Crescendo or Battle Garb. I think you want at least 3 of those in your deck. Yeah, Harry Spearguard was good though. That's gonna be it for me for this draft. Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And I'll see everybody next time.